All right, back again for another Raw recap. This week, Raw last week was pretty good. They stepped it up this week. Yeah. Um, Great Raw so far. So far. Great Raw for tonight. It started off with a lovely barrage of the lovely black hooded gentleman, and Seth Rollins is coming out of it, and he was making a statement there, good promo, talking about he's started the Vision, he's gonna kill the Vision. Well, that's his plan. So we'll see how it goes. So far, so good. He's you know killed Paul, but hey, as he was going, Paul Heyman showed up, and he looked pretty rough. Good bloodshot eye and bruise. I don't know. I don't know if that was he did that on purpose or was it contact. Yeah, not sure. We'll see. But it looked really good. He looked kind of beat up, like he didn't take a shave or anything for a couple days, to being laid in the hospital. And he made a comment, and I can say it now because, well, it's been past a minute here. But he had the abbreviations FAFO. In other words, like we used on the podcast, talk about a few things that happen is you fuck around, you find out. Well, his version of that comes out Brock Lesnar gonna go offend his advocate for what happened last week. He makes it to the ring, takes out pretty much every single guy. I don't know how many there were, but of Seth's crew outside of the ring. He annihilated everybody in the ring, annihilated everybody, ready to kill Seth. And then everything goes black, and the music hits. And here comes out Oba. Oba family comes out. The whole crowd is just going nuts. Loved it. Me, Zach, and Jesse had lost our freaking voice cheering like everybody does when he comes in. Um, he gets in the ring. Seth is in there for a little while, and he kind of gets out because Oba grabs Brock, drops him, and it's been a while since somebody done that to him. Wow. Stood on the chest and pointed at WrestleMania, kind of saying, "You got an open challenge? I'm going to accept it." As we figured that it might happen, I'm glad that is that, not LA Knight and Brock Lesnar, even though it would have been a good match, with LA Knight. But I think Oba Femi going 1-on-1 with Brock and Brock putting him over at WrestleMania. That's what's gonna happen. Um, Damn good. It's been a while since you've seen Brock take a good hit like that. So, but they did confirm later on in the show that is what's gonna happen. Confirmed for WrestleMania, another match. Obafemi, Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. As Jesse says, two meaty men slapping meat for what, 10, 15 minutes? Because Brock ain't going to go longer than 10 minutes, maybe 15 at the most. Ugh, big guys, they get gas. It only can go so long. One hell of a match. That's probably going to be, that might even start out the freaking show on night one. It could possibly, because Brock likes doing that. Gets his stuff done early and quick. Don't blame him. I understand that he can go back to Canada. So that will be good. And after result of what happened during AAA uh, this last on Saturday, yeah, it was Saturday. Um, the El Grande Americanas, the original and the new, went 1-on-1 And of course, he had his cronies out there. Original, just he was by himself, and with little help. And after put a little metal piece in his head and a flying headbutt that didn't really work, El Grande Americana #1 or #2, I should say, the new one, got the win. And this is not the end. This is only match 1. We're gonna have a few more, and the final match is gonna be Mask versus Mask. I wouldn't doubt it. It's gonna be good. And then gotta have a Danhausen sighting at least once on Raw, and he did. He showed up, messed with the New Day, well, Kofi and and was that? Oh, well, that's later on in the show. Well, I'm reading this and they say, no, yeah, he came out with. Well, I didn't see it because it was somewhere else. Well, if I was international like Jesse all the time, we'd see it. But then he comes out with a gun and shoots everything. Roman's there with the bloodline with the Usos. We have the women's IC match with AJ and Bailey. Bailey gets the win there. AJ gets the win there. Bailey did a good job. She didn't make it out, to win, but that's all right. I expected it to happen because when that was all done, Becky came out and attacked AJ. It was going to happen like that. Undoubtedly, Becky, AJ, WrestleMania for the IC title. That's going to be probably announced next week. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. And then IC Intercontinental Open Champ, because Dom was not cleared to wrestle this week because of his match and the rough Extreme Rules match that he had over the weekend. He needed some time to recover. And so Penta went out there. It was supposed to be him because he couldn't. And there was an open challenge, and it was Dragon Lee. When you get two luchadors like that going like crazy, I mean, him and Dom would have been awesome again. But Dragon Lee, damn, they can go. And he was not successful. Penta did get the win. Great match. Paul Heyman, backstage segment with the rest of the division saying, go get the titles. Go get Usos so they can be the tag team champions so they can get some gold. And we're going off for that. Next up, we got Nat against Maxine Dupree, with Natty getting the win by submission. Maybe that ends it. I'm not sure. But they do recap Friday what happened with Cody and Randy and all that. And they have to. I mean, that was crazy. It's going to be heel Randy. He's going to get cheered. It's going to be crazy. And then we get, as I was saying earlier, whatever. You love me for my mix-up. Cal, I'm waiting for you to give me shit about it. Next time we do have Danhausen and doing stuff. And Kofi and Grayson Waller are there, and Danhausen wants to be part of the New Day. Kofi says no, and then he does, well, they're fighting over who was cursed, if it was Grayson or Kofi. We'll find out if that does happen, because he did that. We'll see. I don't think anything's going to happen to those guys. It's just dumb luck. Then next up we have Stephanie Vicure against Raquel Rodriguez, trying to soften her up for her WrestleMania opponent. Good match. Stephanie Vicker did get the win off there with a lot of interference from Liv. But Io came out and kind of like even the odds. So possibly next week it'll be Stephanie and Io teaming up against the um, Judgment Day. Nobody else in Judgment Day except JD was on, so he said Dom was an injury. No Finn this week. Probably next week to set up a match between him and Dom or him and JD. Probably him and Dom for WrestleMania, I'm guessing, or Dom will get a shot at the IC title at WrestleMania. Maybe. But they do another, more backstage segment with Roman and the Usos talking about what they're going to do and this and that and what they did before last week. So we'll do that. And to end the night, Roman comes out, cutting a good promo, and CM Punk comes out and to just get him. He Punk high fives everybody around the ring, comes up, cuts a good promo, it's going back and forth and everything, and still love that CM Punk commented to Roman, I was like, you call me by my government name, but you don't need to, and he makes a reference back to the old company. It's like, I know a Joe, but we can get him on here. Talking to Samoa, referring to Samoa Joe, because he didn't want to call Roman Joe, which is his real name, as we all know. Good promo there, and going back and forth, and Punk got pissed because he was called old, and he smacked him. So it's going back and forth of Punk's in his head, he's in Punk's head. Roman it's going to be a good one. Roman probably is not going to be on this next week, probably the week after. Definitely, I think something like that. He'll be in not next week, the week after, just before WrestleMania. So the week before WrestleMania, they're going to have a stare down or something. Not sure, but we know CM Punk's going to be there next week. Hopefully, Finn will be there, so he can continue with his. Don't think they had any matches announced for next week at all. I don't think so, not yet. But we will see. I said overall, better Raw than last week. But they're starting to gear them up. So I wouldn't doubt if next Monday's Raw is going to be elevated, just like SmackDown will be elevated. They wanted Randy's an interview this on Monday in Raw, and he said, "No, hell no." He has something planned against Cody, so we might see that on Friday or something. I'm not sure. But hey, we are recording our podcast on Mondays. So I'm telling you this, if you see this, the podcast will be up on Patreon probably tomorrow. I will have it up on Podomatic by Wednesday night, sometime, something like that, but I'll have it up Wednesday as I always do, so you can get it before the end of the week. So keep following us on there, follow us on our socials, help throw us back to being the number one podcast on Podomatic. You've done that a few times. Thank you. We'll be at a show. I'll be at a show this weekend. Weather permitting. I don't think it's be good, but also personal family permitting. Yeah, when that family stuff pops in, unplanned things, you just can't do anything about it. So, hope nothing like that does, everything goes good there. But might try and get to do an NXT review. Not sure. I hope I can. Wasn't able to do it last week, but it's a good show then this week. It's Booker T Appreciation Night tomorrow because they're down in Texas. They're in San Antonio tonight. NXT is down there. I think right close to where he has his school down there in Texas, I believe. I'm not sure. But I love it. Booker T Appreciation Night. He deserves it. So, remember, keep following us on our socials. Follow us on Podomatic, Patreon, only $1, YouTube, Facebook. Let's get our numbers up. Keep going. We'll have some merch. Just made some new merch that we're going to have at our next shows when we are there. Please come support us. Buy a couple things for us. Jesse's going to have our store, and so we can actually, if you want, get a shirt because they're nice and they're cool. And you bring in the shows, and the wrestlers will sign it because, hey, they do it for us. They'll do it for you, too. So, I hope you guys have a good night. Enjoy Raw if you haven't seen it. If you watched it, let me know what you thought. If you thought it was good, if whatever you thought sucked from the night, appreciate the comments and everything like that. So, until next live that I do, not sure if it'll be tomorrow or I'll do it next Monday, but you'll get at least another one here soon within the next week. Until then, see ya.